Hey, Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies. Welcome back, and today we're going to talk about that beautiful rest that we B-rolled into the beginning of the video here. Justin's got a friend that has started making these rests. We have not yet determined a name or a price. I know they're going to be reasonable. We have discussed pricing, but it's not set in stone yet. And what did you say you want to call it?
The guy's last name is Carpenter that makes it, so I guess it's the Carpenter rest. That's what we're going to call it.
So for right now, we're going to call it the Carpenter rest, and it's a joystick style rest. And we got a USB-R target downrange. He's got his Cooper mounted up in the rest right now. We got my scope mate attached to his scope, and we'll have some demonstration of the coaxial movement of the, maneuvering across the whole target without moving the gun. And I do know that when you order the rest, you get a choice of what bag you want in the
Protector model.
Yeah, you get a protector bag. You just get to choose your profile. So like right now, we got a 3-inch profile to fit the Cooper because it's got a 3-inch base. But if you don't have a 3-inch gun and you want a narrower one, a sporter or whatever,
2 1/4 sporter or 3-inch.
Yeah, you can choose your size of protector bag. So, guys, I showed you the B-roll at the beginning. The quality of this thing is undeniably perfection. I mean, it's a really nice rest, and it reminds me a lot of the Caldwell control fire that I shoot off of. But I'm still going to be purchasing one of these rests because I have recently acquired a custom rifle that's got a 3-inch base on it. So I want one of these to run a 3-inch base, and then I'll keep using my control fire Caldwell to run my regular guns that I've always shot. But the price that we've talked about, I think it's a really good deal. I don't want to name that price on here. I just want to do a good honest review. The knobs to adjust the feet, they're buttery smooth. Once you lock them down in place, it sits where you leave it. The joystick is very smooth, and your up and down adjustment when you run the whole thing up on the cog, everything moves flawlessly. It is built very detailed, and the brown color that you see on the base and the head, it's all Duracoated, and it should hold up very well. But I got a camera on the rest, and Justin's going to fire a few shots and run the joystick, and you'll also be able to see through the scope mate the shots on target, and you'll be able to see how smooth he moves from target to target on the target card. Guys, so far we've shot this. Justin's used it a few times, and he can't find any hiccups with it. And Justin is a machinist, so he knows how to look over things with a fine-tooth comb. It's well worth the price point that has been mentioned. I will go ahead and tell you now that if you have any questions about this rest or how to get one, you can email Justin at JustinLowe416 at gmail.com. That's JustinLowe416 at gmail.com. You can email Justin, and he can answer any questions about the rest, and he will hopefully also have a price point. We've emailed or texted the guy so we can get everything nailed down. But right now we're calling it the Carpenter rest, and the price is undisclosed. But you should be able to tell from this scope mate footage how smooth it is running across the target. So with that being said, he's got looks like 5 rounds of Lapua pistol OSP over here that he's going to put through the Cooper, and he's got a 36 bar Leupold fixed power, mounted on top of the Cooper. And guys, enjoy the footage here, watching this rest at work. And like I said, get in touch with Justin if you have interest in it.
Okay, so we got the gun positioned, and we lined up on the lower left-hand target and set the height adjustment. We bottomed out the coax to the lower left-hand corner. We set up everything to where we could get to that bottom target, and then by manipulating up and to the right, you can get the whole card, including the siders, on this USB-R target. Depends on the size of your card that you're shooting. This is, I guess, about one of the biggest ones they are. Some of them are 20-shot bulls. These are 25. So you should be able to run the whole card in one setup with this rest and not have to mess with the up and down. That's a big plus to me. I think that's really neat. You can get it all with the joystick. So just a few key points before we start shooting. All the fasteners on this rest are rust proof, stainless steel or aluminum. All these knobs are stainless, the bolts are stainless. Anything that's steel, like the base, is Duracoated. This gear rack is blued. That's about the only thing you'd have to worry about rusting, I guess. But just keep some oil on that. That should be fine. Just a couple of the knobs are plastic. The joystick control knob is plastic, and this knob is plastic. Other than that, everything else is stainless or aluminum. It has Delrin tension screws here that go from the outside inside to the mechanism, and you can actually control the stiffness of the joystick on the up and down, left and right. The guy that made this, I guess you could say that it's a copy of a Farley rest. The Caldwell rest that Chad has, it's a copy of a Farley also. To my knowledge, that's the first joystick rest made. Don't know that to be true, but I think it is the first. So this is definitely an improvement on a Farley, in my opinion. So it has really good components in it. I think it has a sheet of Teflon between the moving surfaces in here to be slick, to not bind. That's a very thoughtful thing that the builder did on this rest. So it's buttery smooth, I think mostly because of that Teflon inside. So I'm going to manipulate the rifle here before we start shooting, just to show you that you can run the whole card. It's pretty windy today. We'll take a few shots. Don't hold me to accuracy. So right now we're aiming at the top sider, and you can see that we can transition to the next sider and it stays put. Next sider stays put real nicely. If you level your target, you can come straight across without much problem at all. We come down to the next row, and when you let go, it stays there. No creep or drop or whatever. Next target, dead on. So, going from row to row, it's no problem. You can come up to a sider, back up there if you need to, if conditions change. There's third row, all the way across. Some people may shoot across and come back across the other way. You can zigzag, no problem.
So guys, he's manipulating this whole target with just one hand. His free hand, he's using that to run the joystick, and he's running the whole target with just that joystick. All right, guys, he took a cold bore shot there, and when I put my scope mate on his scope, I pushed it too far forward, and it was interfering with his bolt coming all the way open, so he couldn't eject. So we've moved the scope mate back, and here we go. We're going to try this again and try to get some shots on paper for you. But just the main thing here is to pay attention and watch how smooth he maneuvers across the target as he shoots.
So like I said, it's a real windy day. We're not really worried about accuracy. We're just showing you know, how this rest works. So we'll fire another shot at the cider. All right, so I am squeezing my rear bag a little. Same hole. Got a point of impact shift. You ever notice that with the scope, mate?
Yes, it could be the scope, mate.
Here the day before a competition, I'm making a scope adjustment.
2 days before.
Yeah. Oh, here goes nothing. All right. For the sake of YouTube, we'll make a side adjustment here. All right, so any of this movement you see, the squirrely around, it's me like getting my bag and cheek weld and all that. So it's not just rest making it, it's me. So here we go. All right. Looks like we're getting closer to the bull. And this rest does have a front stop on it, so I'm pushing the gun back to the front stop between each shot. There's not much recoil on this rifle, so it normally don't move far back. Major tailwind at the moment. Wait for this to pass. Same hole. Chad's over there watching it through the scope mate camera. Alright, so that's close enough for what we're doing here. We'll come down and run some targets. We'll hold a little bit, favor the left a little bit. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, it's a pretty full value wind there. Alright, let's send it. Ooh, terrible wind. Alright, so now we're on the next bull.
We got a little bit of background noise tonight, guys. The trap shooters are getting geared up to shoot around a trap,
In which we're going to join in.
That wind's gusting out there. I'm watching that wind flag just.
Yeah, it's changing too. So we'll try to compensate for that wind a little bit. Kind of trending high. We'll hold a little lower here and see. Probably hit where we're aiming at. It's a little bit high. But you guys are getting the gist of it. Use a joystick and manipulate the rifle to where you want it. And it kind of stays put. Use a little bit of Kentucky windage here and wind died and it hit where we was aiming at. So we'll skip way down on the target here just to show you. We'll shoot at the middle just to show you kind of how that works. We'll aim dead on. Alright, so not much use in wasting ammo on a windy day, but it's kind of the gist of it.
So guys, there you have it. What we're calling the Carpenter rest. That name could change. That depends on the maker of the rest. He's a good friend of Justin's, and we wanted Justin to come pick this rest up and give it a dry run and see what he thought, and help get his name out there just a little bit. So that's exactly what we're doing here. We've shot it, we've put it through the paces. It works exceptionally well. I will be purchasing one myself. Justin's also planning to get one for himself, or actually you'll probably get the one that he's got there. Again, if you want any information about this rest, reach out to JustinLowe416 at gmail.com. That's JustinLowe416 at gmail.com. And guys, I appreciate you sticking around for this review. I'll do more B-roll here at the end, but guys, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. And, have a blessed day. We'll see you on the next one.